How's it going? Andrew Barr with Producing in the Box, where I teach you how to make incredible sounding music using nothing else but just a laptop. Today, I want to get into the number 2 reason why your mixes suck in your car, and this is a back-to-back video on the number 1 reason why your mixes suck in your car. So if you haven't watched that video, stop this one, go watch the first one, and then come back to this because they kind of go in order. There are lots of reasons why your mixes aren't translating in your car, but I figured I would start doing this series where I go through the most common reasons that I have found that keep your mixes from translating and absolutely smashing in your car speakers. So before we get into that, if you want to know how to get incredible sounding vocal recordings at home, then download my free guide with the link in the description. It is my gift to you just for watching this video. I'm thankful that you're here, and I'm thankful you clicked that subscribe button. So now let's get into the video. If you haven't noticed, I moved my camera overlay over to the top right part of the screen because I am trying to get away from all the stuff that's going on, and there's really not a lot that actually happens up here. I don't really click these these buttons too often. So the number 2 reason why your mixes are not translating inside of your car is because the low end is just too loud or it's not tight enough. Just like in the first video, that overall volume can distort your speakers, so can low end as well. Your studio speakers sound great, your headphones sound great, but as soon as you take it out to your car, it just doesn't translate. And that's because your car can't handle the kind of low end that your studio speakers can, or that your really nice headphones can. And so there's a couple ways of doing this without having to take it out to your car and realizing that it sucks and then bringing it back in. So one thing is a free tool, and it's called Span. I love this thing. Okay, so what this is, it's basically just like a frequency analyzer. So when I play, you should be able to see where the low end sits, where the high end sits, where the mid range is, and all different kinds of things. And we want to make sure that our low end isn't peaking in any one of these places. And if it is, what we will do is we will just throw a EQ on, and then we'll just EQ that out. So this is what this sounds like, and this is what this looks like. So that's doing pretty good. There is a little bit of harshness up in here, and it's kind of boosted there. That is the style of the music in general. So you want to make sure that you reference your mixes with the genre that you are mixing in. But that low end seems really, really tight. Now, I just kind of want to boost it up a little bit. So I'm just going to take these, the bass here, and I'm just going to crank it up. And right now, I mean, I can hear that it's a little too loud, but it's not really distorting. It sounds great, at least in my headphones. And maybe if you're listening on studio speakers or good headphones, you could tell that it's loud, but it's not distorting. So about 70 hertz is really, really getting up there in range. You can see that real big peak there. So 2 things we can do. First thing, I recommend turning the bass down. But let's just say you're unable to, or you have just a printed track that you're trying to get. Then what we do is we just bring in an EQ. And we are going to find that 70 hertz, and we are going to bring that down. So I know here, I'm going to select 70 hertz. I'm literally just going to put in exactly 70. And for now, we'll leave that at 0, and then we will turn that down and see what it sounds like. So let's pull up Span here, and let's see what Span is saying now. Much better. In fact, actually, we could probably go just a little bit more on it. So let's take it down, maybe like 7. Now that's significantly better. Now that sounds and it looks a lot better. Now there's one other thing that we can do. So this is going to get pretty nerdy here, but a lot of speakers can't replicate basically anything under 30 hertz. The human ear can't hear anything under 20. Your studio speakers and your headphones, probably around like 24 hertz is what they say in their manuals. But every speaker is just a little bit different. Well, guess what? If you're still trying to send 20 hertz, 25 hertz to your car speakers, they're going to try to replicate it even though they can't. So what you need to do is you need to take it and you need to just get it out of there entirely. Take a really, really, really hard cut, and I would say cut it at least 25. And what we're doing is we're just rolling off that low end, that residual buildup that happens, and that is going to give us so much more headroom in our speakers, because those speakers are trying to replicate all different kind of frequencies at once. And 25 hertz or 20 hertz is really, really slow, and 10,000, 16,000 hertz is really, really fast. And there's just not enough speed and headroom in those speakers for them to come back and replicate all of those frequencies. I know it got a little bit nerdy, but just trust me on this. If you make these adjustments, your mixes are going to translate so much better in your car. Make sure you don't go too far on it. You don't want things to get thin, but you really, really, really need to get control of that low end. So much more smooth. So try that out and let me know in the comments if this worked for you. So thank you for watching. Click that thumbs up and click subscribe. And thank you for being here. Now, go create.